Okay, so breaking news Abekain sa patch say Abronye, the national security is searching for him. Now, if you're following the back-to-back news updates about what is really going on in terms of Abronye, I'm going to say Eneda Abronye was in the news because that was seeking a political asylum from Canada, from Cote d'Ivoire, from UK, from America. Or trust UN, the United Nations, according to Abronye, he's doing this because there are some people within the NDC circles who want him dead. Now, when Timia marked the specific reasons, the reason behind all of these attacks, but near that story, less than an hour ago, we are getting a full confirmation said the police is seriously searching for Abronye. Now, the reason why the police is searching for Abronye, I don't know how to put it, but a big issue according to them. And also, your videos, any voice messages, they play them out right here on this particular platform. Abronye radar or moko ready a particular chairman field, voice message mini videos be abekayen sa. Abronye ankasano per se, me no kase, he's nowhere to be found. If you more parties with Johnny Togo, any idea. But before I bet to us, share the particular video leaking on social media. This video leaking shows the national security, the Ghana police, storming the premises of a particular chairman. Now, this particular chairman, it is believed and purported say this particular chairman or no na air house Abronye nipa American NPP ni Moses Abo. Now share the particular video here you see the voice message and also the leak audio this leak audio say bia Abronye will be a pese chero na who information cry na yebema uska ni a chero. Share this particular video of how national security stormed MPP Mr. Abo's house because ni fie and almost storm MPP ni a friend Moses Abo ni fie you could see the text the voice messages and the leaked audios are right here on this particular platform. So what you just saw the scene at Moses Abo ni fie MPP ni Moses Abo. This is all in search for Abronye. Na sanam di can do tuja and draw Abronye the letter ting ebe tuja. As a letter a petition na or ma the UN say ye man aslam because a chrome has say ye penational ebun person kuno for various reasons and into shows MPP's Abronye applies for asylum alleged threat under Mahama's government. But then some video near share and that is just a bit of the whole issue also on social media. There is a leaked audio abetoja. So leaked audio abetoja and basically what it does is it gives us a glimpse as to why Abronye and even the possible arrest if they should grab him. Ebimuso part to say Abronye actually foresaw this and into the journey. Odi kroni. Yenko see this particular audio because there's a whole different ball game together with some Niema Abronye kan perhaps no I did not to trouble
thank you very much, Medamasi, for all your concern. So they have left. So in all numbers, both no dynamo in our search. A diamond in our gardens went into the next house and went and have a search. The two houses in our and then the police were there with Charlie armed men. At there, Monka, Mosechi, we are there. They after Abronye no. Mena, you say I'm keeping Abronye in my house. I'm saying, come on, what? Where is this coming from? That I'm keeping Abronye in my house? I don't think it's possible. This car is for Abronye. I'm saying, this is my car that I'm using. You say to Bible, ask can you lose?
It's here for Into tie sama Moses Abo Eka or Pacha say national security for storming if you know. He was asking them, why are you here? Or man can't share. And they started searching the premises. Almost searching premises ni vie and omokache ni say. Omati say he is keeping Abronye. So where is Abronye? And I say Abronye. Na mi fear me ne mehere ne membaneti as Abronye mi keep Abronye ahead. And as they said that you are keeping Abronye. So where is Abronye? And also on keep Abronye. Be almost say they are after Abronye. So clearly, you know, that was the main reason which caused the raid at NPP Moses Abonifie. So the big question is, what did Abronye do to cause all of this? Police manhunting him, the national security manhunting him. Well, let's start with this. Abronye, since the inception of the National Democratic Congress, he's been involved in a whole lot of shady things. I wouldn't say this, but shady things were can't sem edin sem atunkrofo. So the last time we heard of Abronye or sem atu obisono at yesu no was Randy Abbey, because Randy Abbey see or he being the cocoa boss CEO or kwa V8 no wajeba ko odi akonya etum, because on person ekuafo akonya na ombe man no betina sa akonya no so, and then Randy Abbey kwa V8 or dedicated V8 ba ko amana kunya. So all of these allegations, and the first all parties Randy Abbey in crowd for and or do a share cocoa board ho unim Randy Abbey unya contract unya position, and Randy Abbey beka say enya no cre or no crown acting CEO of the Ghana Cocoa Board. So he sued Abronye, and the Cocoa Board also sued Abronye. Far from that, Abronye be reacted say enkwasi asem enkosi hu be one na court sa. Then other allegations also started piling up. Remember, so the first incident which Abronye even had was when Odin Sembe Tuja or Pache said, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, one more MPP for appoint you after a year, December 7th last year elections. So, yedi omugumu national service for any appointment. Mahama bo revoke and Abronye be alleged say Mahama revoke or more appointments. Skanka Mahama also did those appointees. Mahama the scanner go bullion van mu. Mahama edi scanner edi egu bullion van mu. Emma sa bullion van na Mahama edi scanner tu no. Wa parke ene sinifiechi. Eche Abronye be patch or say or you're sorry in some kind na semantics. What I say na o make assumption. What I say, So that was what really happened. But then a comment question, the sins of Abronye keeps on piling up and piling up and piling up. The recent issue you share this particular video was what he said on Ohia TV online, because you could hear and see Abronye every day appearing on to me TV and co. But since you see an outburst and then semi about Odibabe Tujano, more causing more problems to me are stopping from coming there. Nevertheless, on one case I could say the old media platform or see Ohia TV online referencing Agyapong in some of the Tuja say Abronye no can sem na Ohia for create me cause how much more on isikeni. So that phrase Ohiano ena Abronye dia kote the old media station say Ohia TV and Ohia online. Now yanko share sign some more kind, because our video say the first one is coming. The first one is about Yoko boss Raymond Aka. Abronye made some serious allegations about Raymond Aka. These allegations will make it was referencing a particular event. You believe you said this could be one of the major reasons. Your friend is saying Yoko and also the national security is after him. So you share this particular video because at the end of the day, it is something here. I was saying, and at the end of the day, we all want to know where this whole thing will head. In share this particular video, this is the first thing that we believe could be one of the probable causes that the national security is after him, because it is believed that Abronye made certain remarks. Some remarks no make it, people believe that it could be one of the reasons national security is after him. You can share this particular video, but there is another second video so you can share with better also.
Amode kwa jirani ni nyina no ma hu nsem de wura court damu a abana nimbegu ase nti se asem na nwene mo so ni nyina ne se remoacha ese NDC party no ese NDC aban no ese president hu remoacha say ni days at Enkwara newspaper as an editor no Sansubano no de aba Yoko office no na ye pass nei onikisi Agyapong so asesa so na da bia omoko me kan entokwa no na nyame ya adoma next week ma be bie jagu omumienu so ntokwa na remacha ne kisi Agyapong start ye no de say na me de be bratiefo nyame ya adoma Monday ntokwa kisi Agyapong versus special prosecutor fight to be start yo nyame ya adoma me de be bra Monday me be num momahu oni japa so fight bi so ye den boboba enu ma di kana bobo so remacha for you bibia yenka say ono na eye enne so akofa Kofi Apalu nti yetie oba chichi nkrofo ana office owoma ne say ayi oye niam boni na oye unpopular no heda akwachi MPP ni baako but niam oye me ametie me kan da bia me he abeye kakra kra show no ma ya free yoko abeye kakra ma streaming live e dia free yoko main gate ho obi antimi nya me foko me ba sisi me machines wo ha na me fro go tin nya me foko anko ba bia so asase na nya odia anyodia na wo ye niama wa free bloggers akwa chuku japa wa free bloggers kisi Agyapong de me mpasa maka kire o free bloggers no wo ye lobbying se na ye lobbying o lobby because ni antia
So that was one of the reasons and a video we are air trending and believe say Abronye some more kind extensively no and then na to trouble mum. Regardless, there's also a second video involved. This particular second video involved had to do with certain things that Abronye can against the IGP. Now he was saying this in reaction to what really happened between Chairman Buga and Sofo Azoka ewa Akwitia by elections. Now people also believe say the arrest no and as the search warrant for Abronye could be due to this. Now here I will say in all of this, no, Abronye himself no, we're seeking a political asylum. We have all the rates and the written year. What shall come UN? We will come to that. But I'm this particular video of what he said about IGP. This could be one of the reasons why they are after him.
Senka mema Abronye na me kwa ka say NDC MPP senka me kwato na nka ne kwanto mbe kwa ba election ahwefo ne atiefo kom ai tete ye onu kwase ampanyini no ko betimi ana ontimi ye bisao mo atiefo na mo ngeji se me ana me koka se NDC MPP senka me kwato no ba bi ogina na ka ne kwanse Swansea ye be kwa ba election nka tete ye onu kwase ampanyini no ko betimi ana ontimi Mumisano. And ne and this is second vice chairman. Ogaino etimika se senko kwakoto afenyo makina. Nka ye be ye by election wo afitu constituency. Still ogusu ne namakotia ho. And this communication officer akwatia onwa bie na no aka say se ampa se nkom kwato afenyo makina nkom ba ye by election e wo fitu constituency tese kombe kunu besi ne e besi samre ye asem ni si ye no Ghana Police Service en issue any statement minority leader of parliament na NDC for say senke kwato na nka another by election ebeba so wo akwatia Ghana police enkasaye kurasini IGP nkasaye wayina ni because ye good say ombeka che afenyo marking say esese ye beto na ka by election ebekoso wo where IGP but MPP ni ebiena no for insult kaka onka se obekum obi no
Okay, so that was exactly what really went on. People believe that this video could be one of the motivating factors of the national securities after Abronye. Now, if you watch what is on the screens closely, you realize that there's a lengthy letter, as a particular lengthy letter, if you come in back for Abronye. Now, if you focus on the first aspect, we say in some year can say Abronye ACK a sort of a year asalam no ewa hasi. So yeah, share just the brief portion because in some year boss no be brave. We will not waste time on this issue. O share hasi na o share enim the way enim na or say subjects. Dear Sir, Madam, subject, formal request for political asylum and security protection. So this letter was actually sent to various embassies, to various stakeholders, to various political watchdogs. Abronye was alleged and said a bimon within the NDC government want to kill him and the wife. Now, as to whether that is true or not, but then you realize that as time goes on within this particular release, you will see, say, Abronye listed a whole lot of circumstances and a whole lot of things, of course. So, and then the evidence to him, all of these things are not air course. It was just aimed to finish him. It was just aimed to finish him, and it's based on this. Now, it is all part to say a beyanka. Ye man a political asylum. Now, obviously, there's a lot of reactions to this. A bit more part say, Abronye, where are you? Because in some now canon, you should know very well, say, it is going to give you and it's going to put you in trouble. In some about a year Randy Abbey, say Randy Abbey, Ghana Cocoa Board CEO, he been the acting CEO, no, or sorry, or the V8 bako afa, nakonya, all of these things, you said it without evidence. Na any panel after you are say you use state machinery after you. Na said you Randy Abin or ya boa. And Randy Abin with Jimmy and or ya boa. Or no can sema enyane ya. Now you are run away. So we don't know where this thing is going on. But regardless, there are also big concerns as to where Abronye is. Because Abronye, he's always not shy. He's always not shy from the fact say, see a friend, see as a umbra. No be face justice and a friend is say umbra a national security head office or beko. So we don't know why up until now so these are some of the major concerns are air cost is we don't know exactly what is really going on. So therefore that is one of the breaking news that concerning Abronye. We are all watching closely for us to see exactly what is really going on, because as it is now, Abronye gidi. So if you know where Abronye is, I think the best thing you can do is to actually call the police where Abronye is, because as it is now, we don't know exactly what is really going on. So that is the case, the whole case in regards with Abronye. But once again, a particular leak audio a course. So this particular leak audio Moses Abo or MPP now how the national security stormed his premises and answered his house in search of Abronye. You can share this particular video. You could see some particular leak audio. You better trust, because it is getting scarier by the minute.
Thank you very much, Medamasi, for all your concern. So they have left. So in all numbers, both Yenemu, Dynamo, in our search. My gardens went into the next house and went and have a search. The two houses in and then the police were there with Charlie armed men. There, search they after Abronye na Abronye no. Mena, you say I'm keeping Abronye in my house. I'm saying, come on, what? Where is this coming from? That I'm keeping Abronye in my house? I don't think it's possible. This car is for Abronye. I'm saying, this is my car that I'm using. Thank you very much, Medamasi, for all your concern. So they have left. So in all numbers, both Yenemu, Dynamo, in our search. a diamond in me gardens, went into the next house and went and have a search. The 2 houses in and then the police were there with Charlie armed men. There, search there. They after Abronye na Abronye no. Mena, you say I'm keeping Abronye in my house. I'm saying, come on, what? Where is this coming from? That I'm keeping Abronye in my house? I don't think it's possible. This car is for Abronye. I'm saying, this is my car that I'm using.
Thank
you very much, Medamasi, for all your concern. So they have left. So in all numbers,
okay, so that's exactly what is really going on now. And then something a baby. So straight up, young call what is really happening between George and DStv. Now, the George and the DStv issue, it is getting messy by day. Just yesterday, DStv was given a deadline to cooperate or shut down. So the whole issue started with Ghana for Omu complaining say the price of DStv is too much high. Now, if you compare DStv basically a company, they offer satellite services in terms of television. Into a DStv, you can watch the BBC, the CNN, certain shows Ghana has show and certain networks are unya TV station. So especially sports, sports channel, your best UEFA Champions League, all of these things basically one more carry these particular live matches from a DStv. So what I say now, a super sports near the other. Now, some few months ago, netizens which Ghana for raising concerns with an almost some to St. George and via Twitter say DStv, which operates in many African countries, so pricing on Ghana phone it is really higher. Now, according to these people, Nigeria for population of over 200 million. Nigeria for population, a year Nigeria now share DStv price on Nigeria for now. Our prices it was FEMPA, which means DStv is charging like 100 cedis there. It has say charging like 300 cedis, which is too much. Now, one of the concerns making is that Nigeria for more Dawson. So, the more the people, the more the profit. So you can actually reduce the cost. For example, because omodo do no and unya profit into which my the artist so. But then in Ghana, population is until the argument was said because the population is and you turn a DStv price it was true. But then we also check Liberia population less than Ghana. So Ghana is 30 million. Liberia will be around like 7 or 8 million. But Liberia for DStv prices it is actually lesser than that of Ghana. So we tells you say the whole argument is not about the population. The whole argument is about price discrimination, and now you are basically having a price discrimination. Okay, Ghana for in charge of say now we in charge of say, and based on that, St. George actually ordered DStv to do something about their pricing, and I say they face a total ban, and I say they face a response from the government. DStv became saying they say the dollar is not feasible. Dollar now 11 cedis, 10 cedis at that time, and your correct pricing. So they are working with the old dollar near their day. Regardless, DStv refused to cooperate. Letter say they will cooperate within the 1 month. So St. George was having a conversation with media, a press release. DStv is committed to reducing the price for Ghanaians. And when a DStv, letter say they've not gone into any agreement with St. George said they'll reduce the prices of any DStv. So they were just basically making mockery of St. George. So you'll be delia. At the end of that bargaining, chip, and I said the person sitting at the far end of the bargain, and we are not dealing with you. So basically, they brought out a lengthy letter say, "Among phone bought there are St. George Eka Omumbon Tungu. In fact, before Crown Omudikanka said St. George has no authority to pull their licenses, and also NSA, the National Communication Authority, have no authority to pull DSTV license. In some way, a DSTV edible tuja. As you can see on the screens, DSTV in some way tuja. As you can see, or say media statement, multi-choice says the record straight on DSTV pricing. So this was just in 5th September. We have noted the statement by the Minister for Communications, Technology and Innovation, Mr. St0rms George. We continue to engage the minister in a bid to find a makeable solution that is beneficial for all parties involved, but does not jeopardize the viability of the DSTV service. We will fully participate in the established working committee. However, we wish to clarify that multi-choice group has not agreed to a price reduction ends multi-choice. So clearly this letter was very disrespectful, because they are saying, say, in summer, Minister and Airport said DSTV is engaging with them to do something about the price. No, DSTV said we are not engaging with any person. St. George Ekasa, you won't change the price today or tomorrow. And as St. George said, okay, if you not change it, then let's shut down DSTV. Let's shut it down, because DSTV, what metrics are you working with? It's like your ton coke, Nigeria 1 city, near ton coke, Ghana for 15 cities. Materials ben kwani de kwa Nigeria fan Ghana will make it the prices so high. But then a bit more expert part to say Ghana no a private company, Ghana no a nation, but then DSTV is a private company, so you can't detect what a private company does. What I say, but the more party say DSTV now bear some sort of monopoly. The government needs to safeguard the consumers. And until some judge a posti way, you have 2 screens or say, let me be clear. Now, this was in response to a year in summer. Your friend is saying DSTV press release on my. So let me be clear. I have no intention to continue tolerating this disrespect to Ghanaians by DSTV. If multi-choice is not interested, as they claim in their last statement, in discussing a reduction in prices, as they had indicated to me, we will proceed to effect the shutdown tomorrow as indicated. So, Opata said, DSTV is that disrespectful letter on the bar say they are not going to reduce the prices. In St. George Aircan, it doesn't make sense. They've not had any stakeholder engagement with St. George, no. And you're not credit. Now, St. George Aircan is okay. If you not reduce the price, any amount of licenses to operate in this country, we'll just pull those licenses and let's see how you will fare. Already, there's a 10,000 CD daily fine on DSTV. So every day, the government is finding them 10,000 CDs for failing to comply with their directive. I'll say DSTV indicated their willingness to engage the ministry on its concern on pricing and prayed us to stay our enforcement action. If they have changed their position, then we will simply enforce the regulatory action. No company is above the law. When multi-choice is ready to discuss price reduction, then they can come to the negotiation table. Until then, there is nothing for us to meet over. The NCA Ghana will carry out our enforcement. Ghana is open for businesses that respect our laws and statutes. So St. George now is moving to say, let us shut down the DSTV. Now, here is the problem, and here is why some experts believe this approach according to people, any scholars, some parts say DSTV itself, it is a private company, and private companies actually operate to make profits. For example, ABR your phone a beton will Chrome has 500 cedis. No, okwa brocha $1,000 is the same phone, but then markets be any a year dear cost. You are looking at a year taxes. You are looking at operational costs. You are looking at a friend is saying a worker's salary. You are looking at inputs. You are looking at a whole lot of things, and not in a company, at a certain price. Now let's say for instance, DSTV pricing, I want Nigeria as a DSTV we input and then Nigeria is the same thing as to what is in Ghana. Still, DSTV, since they are a private company, you cannot actually change their prices. What you can do is to safeguard the consumers and say, okay, DSTV, you can't go above this particular threshold. You need to engage us. So that is the argument of people. And I'm for parties say the populist approach and the communist approach some just people making it is not going to work because DSTV, they are not in like GTV to serve Ghana for without a profit. They are in as a private company. What you as NCA should do is you need to open up. Now amount for the systems, the whole coverage system. Now DStv omunya competition. If DStv is getting competition, automatically they are going to reduce their price. The same thing across Nigeria. Apart from DStv, there are lots of companies who are operating there. So DStv wants to stay competitive. So at the end of the day, they reduce their price. So it is the whole thing which is really going on in regards to Sam George and DStv and St0rms. But then we have a video because Sam George announcements we and announce of Fred TV3 media organizations are the updates on DStv and a DStv before say chief we no meet plus you. You no call any agreement. The prices are yakase yebe set or Ghana and one yebe set and yan yebeji. You can't do anything. And as I'm just say, okay, if that is the case, you are saying that we can't do anything, then what we will do is that we will take up your license. Into young Kwani and share this particular video about we also have a breaking news about Agyapong. Because Agyapong the campaign I was saying, trust me. Niema koso pa amanfo hwe se bi mu ka se yan hwe ni ya ken be wie ni campaign no na say the NPP party no ahwa egu because niema o hwie ato ho no niema Agyapong hwie ato ho no there be it is just too much. It is just too much. Yanko share this particular video involve or Sam George yeba to aso
notice served by the regulator to MultiChoice Ghana Limited. The 30-day deadline given to MultiChoice by the NCA expires tomorrow, 6 September 2025. It will be recalled that the NCA had requested for a breakdown of the cost build-up for the various bouquet offerings by MultiChoice in Ghana and in 7 other African countries on the 4th of August 2025. That information was not delivered by MultiChoice. This led to the consequential imposition of a 10,000 Ghana cedi daily fine effective 14th of August 2025 in line with the dictates of the Electronic Communications Act on MultiChoice Ghana. The regulator also served a 30-day notice of suspension effective 7th of August 2025. However, ahead of the expiration of the suspension notice tomorrow, MultiChoice yesterday reached out to the ministry and the regulator, indicating now a willingness to comply to address the pricing concerns through a consultative process as was adopted by the ministry with the MNOs during the data pricing reduction exercise. Consequently, we've taken the decision to immediately establish a stakeholder committee comprising representatives from the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, the regulator, the NCA, MultiChoice Ghana, and MultiChoice Africa. I will personally chair the committee. MultiChoice has requested a 30-day window for the committee to arrive at what percentage of reduction will be achieved. So let's be clear. They have finally accepted that there will be a reduction. Now they want us to discuss the level of reduction. I believe, as minister, that we do not need 30 days. 14 days is enough for us to reach this decision, inclusive of weekends. Therefore, the committee has a strict 14-day mandate, inclusive of weekends, to conclude its work and present a suitable price reduction structure for the people of Ghana by the 21st of September 2025.
So that was exactly what Sam George Ekanya DStv subsequently said. We've not really gone into any agreements with you. So you could see very clearly this whole issue between Sam George and DStv in Ayadia Akoso. But then subsequently, what we are learning now is that the deadline a year DStv for Sam George any NC DStv DStv is saying they will meet tomorrow, Monday, the 8th of September, to begin negotiations. Saying at the end of the day, what the ministry and the NCA wants, both parties can come into a consensus. So that is exactly what is really going on. As I said, there are a lot of reactions on social media concerning this particular issue. All right, so let's move on to other matters. Menoka say Agyapong, who happened to be a candidate for the New Patriotic Party, was starting a campaign. For those of you who don't know what is really going on, this particular campaigner, Honorable Agyapong, all year across the various regions, he's doing it at the end of the day in hopes that he will emerge and he will come, he will be the ultimate winner in next year's January 31st, 2026 NPP flag bearer race. But the campaign now all year already in St0rms NPP. One of the notable things that happened over the weekend was Ken's in some of the Cudjoe or say let us find X. Now this was in response to Baumia in some of the Cudjoe or party say yen finding is in this whole issue a ekoso or no we nya your friend is saying last time unya ibia 41% of the voter you see in terms of the flag bearer race do nya ibia 9%. You nya pay 9%. And now say if you lost the election, the general election, now unya just 41%, and that's a 42%. The nya 9 because all the 9 account 50. The 9 account 42-1, about 51%, and he needs 51% to win the election. So Ken was saying, say, whether it's for the flag bearership race, and I'll say I can 9 pay, and I say for the general election, and I'll say I can 9 pay. Look at this issue. Say Mahama Eddie a year 8 years. Because Mahama lusu 1 million votes. Now Mahama the 8 years back as president. You lost almost 2 million, which means it will take you approximately maybe 14 years or 16 years for you to even come back to power. So Ken's argument, actually trashed that Kanai narrative on social media. Yeah, that's sorry. Ken again is out here saying, say the NPP party as we see it, now, he said a whole lot of things about how Okutu are filing fee, an additional 4 million as a year, a fee, a developmental fee and a development fee to help the party. And I can Ebisa say, so just 8 months after elections, the party is really broke. Who and what was the party really spending on? Regardless, so Ken in some of the Cudjoe about MPP saying, say MPP, before 2028, the party will turn like CPP. Saying this in reference to Kwame Nkrumah party, who became the first political party to assume office. Yes, so for the past 50-something years, they've never come or seen power. Yes, so Kwame Nkrumah's party is the CPP. So he's saying the party can be great, but infrastructure now to MPP party will fail. Because in some of the Cudjoe, it is really rocking shoulders on social media.
Baby, a party in a drum. Ya Hania, a Begut CPP, a Guyan. Etimislomo, Momayan Tuaba, and you cannot be a Japan. No man build a party with you. Yet to me, Mamma Bra and Yaqua. Yet to me, I shot Yatiasi, Emma MPP move. Ankura bi yonti omo kwanti babi anu kurada enfanto Islam ko do le form and me police station for executive me pamucho mona msuhwe maniwa it is so obi di matamwa Sauti se obi di matemwa na kyerese me fight mamunti if so to me catch them time from momwa party for momwa grassroots kakra mo enye bino da bia no manjimanu asibone na yetumi asane sakana de Agyapong de okasarebo Odidi party for them, Ementi, Ma Monya Otan Amami. Otan na mumanya mama. Mesumenya otan enam se bi different muti. Timaslam. Tumino esham sam. Mumya kiyabum bi anyi party nisio. Samunyi bia. Mumya kwa bontini so ha. Ni misa akontomra. Sir, MPP for a contest. Why? Anna, Modinaba, Yabatua Bamam. Ujum, Yasim Fakanadia Japomra, Yabatuama. Uti Basi, Yasifa Canadia Japomra, Yabatuama. Uti Trotro, Yasifa Canadia Japomra, Yabatuama. Uti Chomba, Yasifa Canadia Japomra, Yabatuama. Na failure, a beer. Anna, MPP for a pen.
So that was a honorable Kennedy Agyapong. But then far from that to ministers and also former ministers and MPs, sitting MPs, they are now showing support for Kennedy Agyapong. In this particular video question, a sitting member and as a former minister endorsed Kennedy Agyapong. Even by going far to say, as far as saying, the Rebecca's 10 sins of Kennedy Agyapong. Why don't we phrase it and now rephrase it as 10 kindness of Kennedy Agyapong? Question video whereby better also.
Na samana ya waputo mana fieno which is all the book ntimino tinasia ya boy slave ya chiro 10 sins of Kennedy Agyapong and then the 10 kindness of Kennedy Agyapong oye bone makuma kudu na papa wa already and then the tinasia yenyi makuma kudu yen kama MPP for nyinantie na campus e Ghana se yen ye tifi ha no ene ye hu se ye wura Kennedy Agyapong osombo maya Ghana fo nyina se osombo timu fa no mra na se mo de ba nchonu aye dino 2024 about no na bakosem AC da awa MPP amanyo ku ebi AC dio ti mi kotobie ku fo esremo Million police station officers. Mama ye huabro, mama ye kwati yenua Kennedy Agyapong. Mama ye fe go promote ne family. Say go no aka ne da bia. Say wo de ma bi fie nai. Na me kona ba ntimi anya de wo se me ye no. Mo je free me say. Manu.
Okay, so that was in Sema a year. Papa we are hearing so former minister. Or the betu now all parties say this whole issue concerning a year who to vote for and also the 10 sins of Kennedy Agyapong. Why don't we as a people start talking about a year the good things are a year Kennedy Agyapong aye. Why don't you start talking about those things? What I say, So, in summer, of course, I just say, but at the end of the day, it is a contest. It is a contest. I just say, channel as a way to man and yonko, na we so to man and yonko. But we are learning say, a year Dr. Bawumia so in Tibia or Baba start say a year ne to kumase. Hona or set ne to na say. So at the end of the day, no, Obia a yen to, Brian Champon a yen dear, Professor Yao Edichum a yen dear. Everyone wants to lead the New Patriotic Party because they believe say the New Patriotic Party has they have what it takes to lead the party into whatever elections are. And I say the future of elections can believe so bit me winning, but me also believe so bit me winning. As everyone believes say can win. So definitely I believe say Obiabe to be a man and that is exactly what will really happen. So we live to see Baumia so far on by reply on fine Simbia Betuja, but then it's clear very soon there's going to be a massive response from Baumia because or no and this are who are canine arguments in a buy. So we believe say one day there will be a huge response from Dr. Baumia. Now, Let's move on to this particular issue. Madam Patricia Esiedu and Esiama, sorry, Madam Patricia Esiama, our friend Agradaa. We all know, sir, earlier this year, and as somewhere in the middle of the year, she was convicted for Bonibi Odi some years back, Ebra or yes, Sikagari. And after many years, no, she was jailed. People were believing and people were thinking, say, by this time, Naka President John Dramani Mahama, Obama pardon. But who's the President John Dramani Mahama, the pardon and Agradaa, she has not really got it. So the big question is, what is really going on and what is really happening? Still now, say on a Attorney General, Dr. Ayini, or more call a sort of with a sort of plea deal. So okay, the be jaili Agradaa, I don't know to scanner and be on castle be di boni minya boni be non signing a plea de non ts kibini yinifi. So that is what is there. But aside from that, Agradaa has another case with appear biblical, necessity plea, and also another case with Empress Giftia or Tonyum on Nikunu Hosting Adoye, sorry for that. So the question is, what is really happening? Yeah, that's sorry. There's a video which is trending on social media. This video happened to be Nipa Bakwa Wako Agradaa sorry ho. Now Agradaa sorry na ewo beja no people a breach na man for so Isiama will take care of it, Isiama will take care of it. But now no yet is a yet and say sorry negu. Ane asori negu within and outside. Into no okwa I see a members enshadam but because Agradaa ni wa sebio ni niema ya or yeno the whole issues the way she does the things or be advert oni ho bill to push that agenda again. So the question is, what is really going on with the church? And not a citizen akohwa and as a netizen akohwa what say video of the state of Agradaa and sorry. And we are even learning say as it is now no kwano, they are contemplating on selling the church. Remember say sorry we no na a softphobia deal. Yes, so na softphobia dear cry. This is a warfare or so na any dear no toma Agradaa. So Agradaa abesum and no so in some way about you share this particular video of what is really going on, how Omko try the surrounding of Agrada's church. I also who say Agradaa and the conviction na ya convicting no enkoye ajise Mahama ebe
quick update dey ma wo Mami Agradaa na sorry dan ni so hwe niam ekoso hanoma otim say high silent kakra and na Sunday and KS better sen kanko for beba bebre but high a bit silent kakra nti you wo UK so Mami Agradaa ha ebe peso be chere na adwen obae no se no si hu ne ma Mami bra wanim kakra na ne yankasa.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Ya me manfo ya basa ka ya babesra enia Mami Agradaa evangelist mama Pat ba ko pe so ya bae no rather unfortunate say omo de na kwotwere aban kuku nti no ye ntumi ankwa nkuhu no yetumi bo anamonko in some one prisons but unfortunately almost say na visiting days into no we didn't get the chance to see her but yaba sorry dan ho na yaba behwe state sorry ni wo mu as at now it's not.
I think roadness so I bit messy kaka.
It's not actually looking good within that short period amode yeah, mama kotumu no. It looks like a a bit wayward, but nyame muane monpai bon timi a sure say betumi atake over.
Who betumi atake over?
Betumi atake over. Nyame be hye me den na masaya ma sorry na ginanti. Omra no na me ne husband ya sorry na kama.
Na nyebia wenya kwan hu Sofo Siama na.
Sofo Siama menya hu no. Menya opportunity na nhia na ye. Mama pass na me call nsa won kore se nko me ma me chance na nka makọhwe ne but emre na ambemu nti no ye hwe ne nyame beye.
Okay. All right. Any abusiafo ye be sign so atim nka biemu na chese ye hwe UK Mami Agradaa take over or je offering for ama on so ye hwe ze bitimi de na bedroom ana.
So that was the sad sequence of things at Ekoso. You could see clearly say Agradaa sorry no, it is not in good shape. na the family members and also Agradaa na sorry for no ni kunu esiama omu nyina abepa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama che obekai say the first week che Agradaa no what really did happen was that sorry members ni nyina no omoye sorry that particular Sunday no omu nyina ebu nkotodwe ekofem epa acho epa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama acho, and the reason is that oni Agradaa esiama pa say okoi someone prison on Agradaa kasa na Agradaa say opese opa obi biara wa ye ne bone acho titiri and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So they were believing that this particular Achao panel, it will have done something to save the face of Agradaa and I say reduce a jail. And Chebiani it is a presidential pardon be abim. Presidential pardon be mono eche no ni obi efilisa Agradaa kan eche information eba say Agradaa enka ho. So Agradaa kan sisi an enye ne dey. But regardless no Agradaa ebusuafo ene ni sister. Omuni simbi aba betujo mo pa che say eba ne sen na Agradaa yeah, man, all of these years. Now, this particular video details what a nipa bako who happen to be in also the close space of Agradaa and some of the Ababe Tuja. How shall video nearby? You another update also because President John Dramani Mahama he's shaking tables. President John Dramani Mahama he's shaking tables. And there are a lot of things are so near the other because Minuka says their course to arrest and jail the Chief Justice Ayasake no adintia. This coming from Franklin Cudjoe. You know, says some years ago Franklin Cudjoe on Mahama mini Asia. But now your party said Mahama has to do the right thing by putting Madam Getchi, former Chief Justice Getchi Tokonu in jail. You will come back to that issue. But I told you we have a video involved with what Mami Eka about Agradaa. I question it briefly in some of the Tuja Yeba. Yebetwa Sony go straight to the jail of Madam former Chief Justice Getchi Tokonu and what this whole issue about her being jailed coming from Imani Ghana is about, because a Kamea is a woman no. Ninsemni de see ayedu.
Yema obi kodemu because of akwa wia mobile phone. Na yemane kodemu for 10 years. Na obi so a wabu oman ni nyinara te se Agradaa. Na omoso ono nko 15 years a ha kakra no. Menua eya ma emisa questions. Enkomo ame no ba bedi no Abronye bi a wanya mfinhia 18 years. Na ni din de Ayite Prosper. Very young guy. Nimfo nyini ena the screen so no. Now this particular guy ne de na ne krono was one financer enye adwuma. And ye maami bi a ofira sorry eba a wo gina telephone so di ne nkomo abusiafo ene so akwa akotwim the mobile phone na wo kwaso so abusia ne ti anye yi gata mu se zuru ena abrantie ko loketo mu maami nipa mre no kwasem nipa baye nipa bebo dompem eho na omofre police for na nka police for no amantama minia enka abrantie oye nyame edea na wo ba no so nyo no pe omo kire mu nipa ba akoso ka ho bi anka mpo no omo ahyehye na ese ono twe a no aye fast na ode ama but omo abona nipa no ontimi enye de identify no nti ene okwa akode abusha mama fa news na nkasa in depth emfa emma me pa cho abrantie ya wo 18 years ni din ankasa ai wo krata so ode Ayite Prosper. Na okodemu 10 years with hard labor. Ni nyinara esi ewo hefa Ashaman Circuit Court on the 1st of September. Kase jaja wotna asemu so he Anna Priscilla Sofa yeboa. Na bushia asemu si on the 1st of September. Na on the 26th of August and na all these bruhaha ekoso ewo baby a omofre no Ashama abusiafo na yenua bayi a dwumadi kese eto na nase ensohwe anase nkwanhia kese eto no ni din edi gifty maame gifty owo 44 years na abaye yi obi a ope asori ankasa enwumre bi one beautiful evening wapon asori a okufie na omo kire mo se Queens Hotel a ewo Ashama eho na asem kese we esiye na yenua bayi wote bronu bi a mo frɛ ne City eje Cudjoe eho ena yenua bayi otie na abusiafo mama full details yenko asem no niemu suko. Now this particular day 26th of August maami akona sorry wojina telephones wapon abon winim ema o chebom se telephone na kasa kra ne bo 8,900 Ghana cedis enti ade o cherish kasa titiska 19 million and to get 19 million we say enyiska ketwa na wapon sorry ene de eja odi ne nkomo o ne minimum pa na edi nkomo de but ojina phone so edi nkomo obetwa ne nsem shim prekope. Now this guy wasn't lucky. E wona na maame eye gifty was chance se wo kekem wotiatia ma ema abusua abrantie no so kɔ no ne ti anyeye no kɔ store gatemu amena mu se chokom enie onya tiatia mu na coincidentally no na je say nipa ayede aba beguwe no mbe so abrantie mu enie omo se beatings pa but ne ti yeye instantly and a police force de omo pie mu ewo ho enye saa de anka by now me ye sure say kabrantie ni ti ate asem e ba ye na police for ba mu na asem na say ko pie mu ewo circuit court ashama na ashama circuit court and ye corner bra as always eche na brantie ndi tu mu say no kre ono de mobile phone owiaye owiaye no say oh okay so waje atumu dia Mama case no aye simple e de amaye. Ne senti no kona kodemu for 10 years with the hard labor. Eno na me try mu say ene Agradaa obetina ntentan no so. Wo kire ma o si nipa bebre emra na sorry. Na ono bechiche sika. Oti hono the whole Ghana ena wo da ye. Abrantie de mobile phone ba akopɛ okwa akodem 10 years. And he said na Agradaa akodem 15 years with her zontole ne alela. Minia why the news? Me ba chop me next video bra na beti Agradaa. News bi aba beto sister cause me be fudye mo be bie mo ama ososo. Wo de wadwen po bi e de ato ase e de ama. Sisi ame no kasa e de ayite aye for prosper ayite wodemu for 10 beautiful years with hard labor. Abusia na ne quick news aba beto ntentan so me phone and that screen so no me din and star course follow page ya follow for more hottest break.
So that's exactly what Sister Coast is saying. Now, quickly, you don't call this particular issue because I told you, said there is a push from Imani Ghana, Franklin Cudjoe, to arrest for Mahama to arrest the former Chief Justice. Now, Chief Justice case, no, you can't law. But only say in reading the minutes, me encode the details, me go into the details of this whole accusation. So boy, they are both Chief Justice which aided her removal because Chief Justice no song. But then according to Imani Ghana, and the one of the founders of Imani Ghana, Franklin Cudjoe, Pacha say, say any penny for tenase. Omusha in semi no we say no. Suspension now. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama also has suspended Chief Justice. No, it is not good. It is not good based on the fact say the ideal thing. Anka His Excellency John Dramani Mahama I also also daily Madam Justice get to talk on. So the big question is, Bonnie Ben Kwa is a way in nephew or no by the baby and ye na Mahama ye nephew no. Bonnie a woman way a D. Ewo a year the Supreme Court no. In fact, say Mahama allow no crime and spend just even a year ever one shot and Kietiwani de Akufo-Addo abisi ade so. Now, young court because in some say can you need to make sure say in some can you quote verbatim from Nipa or in some tuja. So quickly let's go to a year Oshe screen sir where modernghana.com. Or see ex-Chief Justice Tokonu will have faced jail abroad. Franklin Cudjoe. So why is Franklin Cudjoe all of a sudden? Because Franklin Cudjoe, we need the politics. Chiabun said one of the enemies, previous enemies, was a year Mahama. Franklin Cudjoe in a day in 2016. Mahama Adanik economy Mahama Senyama and Mahama did lose 2016 elections. So on Mahama any share, but for once for him to come out and say what Mahama did is good and Mahama should have jailed her, which tells you say Bonnie and Chief Justice it is too much. Yen share the whole screens no so yen read it. Also the president of Imani Ghana or Imani Africa, Franklin Cudjoe has urged the former Chief Justice George Onu could have faced jail in other countries for alleged misuse of public funds. Inti, one of the allegations as to where the board Chief Justice Ayidi no, and they say Sika or G as S Gracia Ghana yedi support Chief Justice o tukwanya or bet you are playing ticket a yen man because this year bibi tuna a higher friend S Gracia Chief Justice tukwanya or the kunu nemba mienu ene nkrofo ken ka ho and no sanso GS Gracia yi because a cost oba na waka say okay me kono me boka say flight ticket hotel ka nti idi nyina be bom nti udi nyina bom no submit na wajiska no odi ni kunu ne mba cost ni nyina ni plane ticket ni hotel holidays omko odi nyina ka na Ghana ye tua saka no as S Gracia man. So that is one of the things omugina so edi no. And our party say this particular Niema a Chief Justice, former Chief Justice here, a misuse of public funds no in the UK, in the US, she would have been in jail by now. She would have been in jail by now. Osha say his comments come in the wake of President John Dramani Mahama's decision to dismiss Justice Tokonu from office after Article 146. Committee found her guilty of financial misconduct. According to the committee's findings, Justice Tokonu wrongfully billed the Judicial Service for 2 private trips in September 2023, one to Tanzania with her husband and another to the United States with her daughter. Per diem allowance were also extended on her relatives, which the report described as unlawful and unjustifiable by any legal or policy standard. So we were even thinking, say, this whole trip no once per they be on ni kunu eko Tanzania holidays. Sa holidays no anka onu pe na wo say bi etuama na se per diem onu pe na ka wo say etuama be ni kunu say etuama no because oba no se ka ma boni emu etuama e na de ma no e no san ne baba eko the United States of America e no so no ye san so tua e ho kama on ne baba which should have been just her. One of the other things you also have to notice that they are also saying say women yi ne busuafo a oni omote no anase oni omo ewo ho no sika nka na allowance sanka wo se ye de ma ono no wayama si allowance ni bi kwama ni busuafo ni kunu ne mba ni house yi ni ade per report no kwama nkofo mo bemben no. And our party said these things are a misuse of public funds. We are not talking about $10,000 here. And also all this money. According to Imani, our party said almost share reports in woman she had to be sacked. But then in other countries, something should have happened. Or say, the committee condemned her conduct as reckless disposition of public funds, stressing that such behavior committed by the head of the judiciary amounted to stated misbehavior under the constitution. Obiya sadie we ya. Obiya sadie we yanki jailing no. Women ye jailing for similar crimes day in day out. But no the ya or Chief Justice and was a bonus here so. Now, Ehana Franklin Cudjoe Ebemu also speaking on Channel 1 TV's The Big Issue with St0rms Adonu on Saturday. Mr. Cudjoe dismissed any defense that Justice Tokonu might have lacked financial guidance. I'm for a party so Madam Justice George Tokonu yan chemu and chen say per diem no eyonu kwa no pass dey be obi a waye one work as a judge for almost over 20 or almost 20 years. No, you can't tell me that she lacks experience. She knows exactly what she's doing. Also, listening to all arguments, I found out that they also relied on the fact that she got herself an imprest, which actually was not which she was not supposed to spend. The argument that she should have been guided by a finance officer because she didn't know is neither here nor there. Let's disassociate politics from this. It gets me angry when I hear of it. She was the head of the judiciary. She knows the law. In other countries, she would have been in jail by now, he said. Mr. Cudjoe further described the expenses as unwarranted imprest. As unwarranted impress and underscoring that such conduct was indefensible coming from the nation's top judge. So frankly, Cudjoe said he and Mahama may not agree on many things. He and Mahama may not see eye to eye. But in this particular case, Mahama have done well. So what's the UK government, the Commonwealth Association? In some of the Bible teachers said Mahama should reinstate Chief Justice with immediate course. No? Question I am bisa UK for and say, Obiye Bibi say, would you guys reinstate the person? UK me no kase ya UK me ni omo kase ya I think St0rms ne vice or so or yeding or step it down pay we ne born ne say taxes bi otua no ntua ni nyina be ye krom ase di obi di boni a it mean be bo say boni a nipa ne di no a human right abuse nti enfa nipa ne nsi ho. And I'm happy say Mahama said, "Bo, UK for move from bullshit in fear. No one is going to listen to you people. We are a sovereign nation. If you guys have an issue, solve your knife issue. Ye kun for knives our London. Solve that issue. Solve your trade war with Donald Trump." So clearly, you could see here, say, this whole thing, it taking a whole new level. A whole new level. If a person like Franklin Cudjoe could come out and say these things, then it means, say, Charlie, at the end of the day, Mahama is really getting thumbs up. Yes. Mahama is really, if anything, getting thumbs up. I just say, this is exactly what is really going on. So, it's therefore, we are live also. My whom a year were doing chair concerning this issue because in 7 year corner back to back. So that is the issue at Air Course CCR. Now let's move on to this particular issue because as Kennedy, Agyapong, and Bawumia are fighting, and then we say I can't impare. It's no be say I find X. It's not we say men are more experience. I sacrifice for the party. Now we saw about Beka. You can't have a mentality say uba ben mo be running to IMF unye leader and you to more pass. I read a certain comments on social media say be wie sa MPP4 flag bearership race na party no aye den egu come be ton mo ho sa. Regardless Napo happen to be at the center of all of this. Napo is very close to Agyapong. Napo is also very close to Bawumia because not in the running mate. Me no can say no Napo edin simbia ba betuja say Harvard University, almost share the whole of Ghana, and almost say Napo, we need you to come and lecture us about economic guidance, democracy, nema. Or in some way, Tuja, when he was having a conversation with 1957 News. And you see that Napo, I don't know what is really going on, but Napo is gradually building his career, which means Nema Nkoye with Bawumia. He, as a person, can emerge. So, okay, se Bawumia wini, and I say Bawumia intima nkwa. And yet, nekra in the next 8 or so years, no, I can seek the office as a president. Now, if I was share the whole interview, Napo edituja because definitely there is a lot of reactions to it. The people say, "Oh, Napo, you don't deserve it." And then you vice president, Ghana, not Harvard, I'm Fred, Madam Jane Opoku Ajiman, who is also a professor. And well, it is not us to judge, and it is not in our interest to judge. What we can say and what we can do is say, okay, and share exactly what is really going on. So that is exactly what is going on now. And in some few seconds, we will share this particular video because this video, Abano, Ebimu, in as much as some people are actually rejoicing, say this is definitely one of the big moves for a year. Napono Ebimu so patch say NDC4 needs to be very careful because Charlie, this invitation and can also NDC for them almost so mutimi scoby. Yanko share this particular video involved. To us because in 7 days na kind a baby.
I was in the office yesterday. You never mentioned to me you're going to jet out. Am I not your friend anymore?
Friends don't mean tell everything. So yes, you're in my office on another issue, and I'm going out for some time to America to do some work. And you happen to bump into me. So.
Then today I'm claiming my position very well. I'm your friend. I deserve to know where you're headed. I know you're going. You said you're going to America, but I mean, what's happening in America?
I'm going to Harvard. I've been invited to be on the faculty of the Harvard Ministerial Leadership Program. I was a participant in 2017, and in 2020, because of the work that we did with them, I got nominated and awarded the Minister of the Year 2020. Because of COVID events, I couldn't go and receive it. During my time, I was in energy. They invited me to attend these ministerial conclaves that they do. But now, out of office, and Harvard having agreed to use our transformational educational program as a case study, they felt it prudent, they felt it correct to invite me as the chief architect to go and discuss what we did in education and how we were able to achieve what we did between 2017 and 2021 with a huge reference point of the free senior high school. So yes, Ghana put its best foot forward. The world has recognized it. We've received a lot of awards and accolades around the world. It's a program that has transformed education in this country. And we are going to sell it. We're going to let many more people get to know how we went about it.
Now, this is huge. As someone who played a major role in the implementation of the free SHS, all the challenges that came, having Harvard invite you for such an engagement, how does that make you feel?
It shows that when you apply yourself diligently and you worked with impact as your results, others will recognize. Others will recognize. It might not come immediately, but I can say that with the Free Senior High School, the awards and the accolades and the recognitions came very, very pretty quickly. Like I said, the results of the quality of the Free Senior High Schools was evident as far back as 2019, 2020, the first and second cohorts. And subsequently, the results have been outstanding. So no wonder. During the program, we got the Graduate School of Education, Harvard, to come and review the whole program. So they wrote a whole piece on it, a report on it that we have copies still. So they have been following us keenly, and they've been inviting me, even when I was in energy, they invited me to ministerial conclaves in Ethiopia, in Kenya, and things like that. So the work, it showed by itself that Ghanaians have accepted it. It has transformed education in Ghana, and people are happy, people are studying, people are trying to implement. So we have another chance to let the bigger audience also get to know the nitty-gritty of how we got it done.
Are there any African countries also involved in this?
Yes, a lot of African countries. They invite a lot, especially new ministers in the human capital area, meaning education and health, and sometimes energy. And even they have another forum for finance ministers. It's not only Africa. From the developing world in general, you have ministers coming from Central America, Southern America, Latin America, sometimes from Malaysia, Philippines, and things like that.
How long is this going to take?
I think I'll be there for a week during the active program because I have to be part of the discussions for the whole program. So the program will have about a week, but I'll get there early and leave there after some time.
So I'm curious. Now that you are not in government, did they reach out to the government of Ghana to say, okay, your former education minister is being needed to come and do this? Are they reaching out to also ask if the current education minister, how the challenges they are facing or whatever is happening? I just want to find out if they've reached out to the current government as well.
I'm sure when bad news happens in education at my time, I get called to National Security and Yoko to come and answer. So when good news happens, I'm not sure anybody else is fit to answer it.
No, that's a good answer. Anyway, my final question: how far with your engagement to the Yoko with regards to the invitation you were getting? I mean, you mentioned that to me some months ago. Have you concluded with them?
I do know that I've not been invited since my last invite. But other agencies have also called and I've been there. So I don't know what is around the corner. But we are ready.
Thank you very much. All the best in Harvard.
Thank you.
So that was Napua or confirming what really happened to and what will go on in Harvard. So clearly, this whole issue about Napua going to have an Ochim say a idea takoso. a idea which happens with former ministers and as a heads of state. Of course, Africa, you're inviting go for be you know, a corner or corner, and yes, or call or no penna or better or call, but then he's just fortunate say they saw say at this particular point in time they need someone like Napo or experience as a former education minister to impact knowledge into a Inuanoma or more Harvard. So that is exactly what is really going on in regards to Napo ne traveler or babe travel. No, that is exactly what is really going on now. Let's move on to this particular issue. It's barely a month, okay, after helicopter crash. No, I'm talking about helicopter crash. You see, your ministers and your crowd bibria or more heads of states. No, or more yes, sad. Yen kai ubiya but then idea we isi. Now, in some way, see, you know, the big question Ibisane said, what is next? Because when we say before the BBC and I say BBC, you can't want some na a two cha and I say a die out and as a case so I die out. But then President John Dramani Mahama, we are learning say, one more movie, no, still now, or more than a kuma so. I didn't hear because that's sorry, Ghana are reaching out to France in Europe for help on two fronts in regards to with the helicopter crash. Now, before I bet to us, I would like to put this particular press release on the screen because this particular press release, in the detail what the government is saying. We are going to share the more details into it. Until we share the whole screen, so this is coming from the Ministry of Defense. So let's just enlarge this and read it. As 24, as Z9 helicopter crash investigation board commences work. So now they are saying, say, helicopter crash near Kumunkofono, the work is still ongoing. Now, there's a new twist here because the model of the helicopter net crashing a Z9 and a Z9, which is a Chinese owned and a Chinese manufactured helicopter, Ghana, procured way back in 2004 from the Chinese. I say, Accra, August 25, 2025, the Ministry of Defense hereby informs the public that investigation board established to inquire into the recent Z9 or Z9 helicopter crash has formally commenced its work. The board is chaired by the National Security Coordinator with membership drawn from the Ghana Air Force and the Aircraft Accident and Incident Investigation and Prevention Bureau of the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, GCAA. So they are trying to tell us, investigation here in full force because we need to know what really did happen. Remember, in some way, there were scores of certain people within the National Democratic Congress. No more alleged say this was a coup plot to kill President John Dramani Mahama. Now, their allegations and their reasons were that helicopter you say a crash and crash it a blasty into a blasty a ban is saying a blasty because they checked everything before they actually went on board. And according to this particular NDC minister in some or party say NPP knew said John Dramani Mahama was going to take this helicopter. So one say some people had an ulterior motive say yenko ye way. So at the end of the day, say Mahama knew because Mahama na popular. Mahama knew at the end of the day any news. So what I say, okay, yes, and so enter us to be on this particular front. Or say the United States of America is providing advice and assistance to the board through visiting investigators from the US Air Force. So we are learning, say, aside from France, are seeking help from them to investigate how the helicopter crash happened. How this whole thing happened within a short period of time. Was it from the helicopter? Was it from the pilots? Was it from the atmospheric pressure? Was it an assassination plot to kill President John Dramani Mahama and the Sidin Kitia? These are questions, Omubisa. So now the US is involved. The United States of America have also been involved in this particular case. That is what this letter is saying. So aside from investigation, the US is involved and now France is also involved. The board may also invite other relevant experts and institutions, both local and international, to assist with investigation. It will be recalled that on the day of the incident, 6 August 2025, preliminary investigation team was constituted to gather all available evidences relating to the crash in support of the board's work. The preliminary investigation team is scheduled to submit its report to the board today. The investigation board has been mandated to complete its work within 30 days. So now, no, omo party say investigation omo commence here somewhere on August 25th. No, now we are learning say it is not just government who is involved, and the Ministry of Defense who is involved in this. The FBI is involved, the US Air Force, US Air Force is involved, and now France is involved. So where does France come in? And you be moving to this particular article. And now in summer, if he a year TV3 Hobana 3 News Airbar or more parties said this whole thing, no, France have been involved. Two shirts the old screens was a helicopter crash. President Mahama announces plan to seek support from France to train Ghana Air Force. So aside from the fact, sir, this whole issue, this whole helicopter issue, we are investigating. We want to know how the aircraft got, how it came down. Was it the fault of the pilots? Was it the atmosphere? Say that time, if you for travel, was it someone or tries to assassinate the president? What really did happen? Aside from they doing all of this investigation too, they are assisting or seeking support from France to train our Ghana Air Force. Now, I want to ask this question. Do you think we bringing France on board is a good thing? Because France is in a position right now in Africa. France has said Mali ekiki out France, Cameroon ekiki out France, Niger ekiki out France, Burkina Faso ekiki out France, Ivory Coast ekiki out France, Ghana there you see the France amombra no metrini yen for. If the people train our pilot, don't you think say bibe tima koso? And also no the machines, the system ni bibia ominimu. I'm just asking a question. Anyway, yen to aso. To show the details, also President George and DStv has expressed Ghana's interest in more collaboration with France, especially by tapping into the European countries' expertise in the aviation industry to equip the Ghana Air Force in terms of training and safety measures. So now, they are saying, say, one more, aviation, perhaps air done na additional more things are coming up. So they need to learn more. They need to do more courses, perhaps every few months near there. Say the almost 20 years ago, na 10 and 4 or 2 years ago, no. In terms of aircraft, then they can get that expertise. At the end of the day, no. Adiwe, and yet it means say NCBM forever. A bit messy, a bit sensi, but then a bit very minimal. And you're showing years so and then your money boama and co. A chabit my me, a chabit my the president, a chabit my bear, even NPP Baomiana in Japan, which is a very scary thing. This comes on the heels of the tragic helicopter crash that claimed 8 lives, including the defense minister, Mr. Edward Omane-Boamah, on Wednesday, August 6th. President Mahama made the announcement on Thursday, September 4th, when he bid farewell to the outgoing ambassadors of Angola, Malta, and France. TV3's presidential correspondent Cudjoe reported that President Mahama expressed Ghana's interest in more collaboration with France, especially by tapping into its expertise in the aviation industry to equip the Ghana Air Force in terms of training and safety issues, especially after the tragic helicopter crash that claimed 8 lives. President Mahama further reiterated Ghana's readiness to collaborate with international partners in the area of trade, investment, energy, and skills. So now, Mama is saying, hey, Bia, we did something wrong. Hey, Bia, and these are issues we need buy. So perhaps now is the time I was here reaching out to France. Because France, who will be our need the aviation industry cheaper. Yeah, but we say the world's largest plane and the second largest plane, which is Boeing, which is Airbus. Airbus basically started from France, Germany, and UK. So we seeking help from these companies. Urban Aviation, they are the best, and they know the in and out. But that's not to say France itself, helicopter crash, any a coso recently so a government official. But then we still need to learn more. And stop it future occurrences like these particular things are here, of course. So that is the whole argument. Of course, Obia now doing concern this particular issue. Now, your babe so because me no ka say no a DVLA boss and I say DVLA. See, our own party said they are about to bring a new your friend say number plate into the system. Okay. Some number plate here on the bus system, you know, so the DVLA boss basically want to debut its new number plates in the system. Okay, as our number plate it is going to start in the year 2026. So the big question is, what is really going on now? DVLA boss now no I know this same to just say Ghana has seen no nyema bebre in terms of vehicle especially how people register a vehicle, any number plates are a bar ye and tally kum or part say the tally number plate niche near the admin or mobile be san many and it's one part say a new number plate number de ban a something different. Menuka say no, this particular DVLA boss were outdoor a sample of this particular new number plates which will be going into effect very soon. And honestly, I'm impressed because me chika pa na me ko parki so wa register car 2024 na year best na 2025 say one dream na old, but then this time around no ye fa a years no empo ho it kind of looks refreshing. You just have to keep your car because a chrome there are certain cars 2012 ebon be one because of maintenance culture of some people who want be a car no save you or torn in the previous year and as a toy tear rubber. So this is definitely one of the good initiatives me allowed. But then you can read the full details of this, because at the end of the day idea we are no more use cars, more driving is going to affect all of us. And also your party said there's a bit of crackdown on airbar. One more use DV. See DV no, and also use is just for one more motor cars. So quickly, the young has say, Osha the whole screens no so a tight leafy graphic online, a daily graphic, or say Ghana, look at prototypes of DV, new temporary and all other vehicle number plates from 2026. DVLA boss share photo. So now who new number plate this is the new number plate ever into the system. Or share the whole screens no so or say the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority DVLA has said it will abolish displaying the year of registration on vehicle number plates from January 1st 2026. So somebody can two Jano year number near the so 7311 near the year account 21. So any trim. The new system, according to the Chief Executive Officer of DVLA, Julius Nikwe Korthi, will instead identify vehicles by the region in which they were registered. For example, Greater Accra, written on top of the plate, followed by a vehicle's unique 4-digit number and a code showing the zone which the vehicle was registered. For example, a vehicle registered within the Adenta zone in Greater Accra will have AD code at the end, and 4-digit unique number replacing where the year of registration was. For example, 25 for 2025 will have been displayed. So let me explain this. So this is for one we use private cars. So number plates no I dey abane part say titidie no anadie use see na on your behu 4243-24 which means the nipa register in 2024 say be isa na me nyina fi ho. This time around ye be the GR the GR be cost into you have seen the prototype GR na Greater Accra into Greater Accra no regional register car na be what top we Greater Accra na number no unique number no awo into unique 4 numbers no in this particular prototype no 0002 and a 4 code no a special code that DVLA form use to identify the model of car near the omom system, and also area or register car. So in this particular case, this particular prototype on one of the screens, area or register car no denta. So AD. What you are saying? So the code be AD, and as make sure BB on register is nama. So into this for private car owners. Meanwhile, your church drivers near this will be their new number plate. So now and also no a be yellow, be for the same sequence. The church drivers, the taxi drivers near the day. And one more use DV no see no ye the bet to near printed data expire into DV now a number no at us followed by the unique code. Any baby are already star ye. Now also the expiration date not to so. Send a bear ya chewa anya fena ya say for DV papers bra DB ya chewa DB number plates expiration date e was so. Nti be expire 31st December 2026 and enable koi because DV usually it is given within a year. You have to use it I think 6 months, it be a 6 months, it be a 1 year, and it be a 3 months. DV plates for the DV plates, which is the defective vehicle. So DV stands for defective vehicle plates. It too is going to change, and the aim, according to him, is to help prevent and limit the use of DV plates in the system, which ordinarily supposed to be used by car dealers for specific reasons. When they only need to move the vehicle to a specific location for repairs or for a test drive for a potential buyer. However, he said many private individuals are reluctant to register their new vehicles and have been resorting to the use of DV plates all year round. He shared a photo of how the new DV plates and the temporary TMP plates will look like on social media on Friday evening and indicated the DVLA was introducing a new sticker for vehicles that are not yet ready for use on the road. This initiative aims to improve the tracking and identification of all vehicles, even those not in immediate operation. So basically, part of say this number plates now share the prototype on the screens. According to Julius Nikwe Korthe, it is going to change. Okay, it is going to change. Change nebe change, the date ebe count, say DV the date ebe count. And also no ye be yes na the toss on 25 20 year 2025 25 24 be sane man if you. But then up down has say I'm also interested in the temporary vehicle registration number sticker. Into be up say uhia vehicle number temporary now they are bibia and no bit ma kwa GB into no the number plates will look like this into any TMP any temporary vehicle registration number sticker into no it will look like this into here no won't say Greater Accra and a VIN number near vehicle identification number no unique number no and what top no together with the car model Bugatti and a wasi near there and for one person we are customized a number plates no a bini to show we ceremonial plates into show Greater Accra just married and now omode a year be register adenta atwasi any idea. So that is exactly what is really going on. But also I say so a diplomatic vehicle number plenty. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama as a ministers of state any MPs no V8 the more most of use no. It is going to have this customized number plate basically a red. So I have government agency or number plate in a red. So in this case and also commercial motorcycle plates Okada for or new number plates any so no year displayed. And a government vehicle number plate say vehicle near government this will be the number plate as you can see on the screen and on the side GV stands for government vehicle osha red yellow green or side now osha number plates and the will and the original register can say the original the car basically was registered in and a private motorcycle Okada for so person use one kasa Okada now use for person use motorcycle as a means of transportation. Now won't use as Okada would be juma also on number plates in any. So clearly idea nice. But then let's look at this and see a bit and then where ye electric vehicle number plate. See an electric vehicle I be for us to identify if this electric vehicle or not and also number plate is different. And only be EV, which stands for electric vehicle, international, and a hasi which stands for the electric vehicle number plate, and only EV green basically is for the good of the earth, the greenery, the atmosphere, the trees. So basically for the good of the earth, or any green, and a EV, which is electric vehicle, and a trailer. More multi trailer so no mu de T stands for trailer most of number plates see and equipment number plate any heavy machines industrial machines amudi ye adwuma ne ade no and no number plates best start with EQ which is equipment number plate. So these are the various type of prototypes as you can see including the EQ na wa ha say no for bulldozers ne niema no so mudie enie. That is exactly what is really going on very soon in the year 2026. We can vehemently say the whole thing is really going to change. And definitely, personally myself, I am really impressed. Therefore, say comment we will say as a comment be anywhere. We will definitely try. Oh, comment be braba. comment be bra, but in really kakra na to say you are yenfa me mam bonus story because NPP ladies be a chill moi na omo e bomb pie se Mahama ewu no ye omo. Mahama ewu no ye omo. We'll come back to that story. But then interest me read the comments. We are na yenko sa story no so sa story near the be end. We if James Owusu Mensah, NPP needs to unite and build a party. But they must forget about the presidential elections in 2020. Abronye editor just say NPP as a party need to unite with Team Wakamene too much. If him no inframa or say the good things Ken has done doesn't make him a leader. Wow. Or seeking Japan, Yapana, why an interest will be my president. Prince Apia also, what at all does drunkard's greedy humanizer John Mahama is looking for from Abronye? Please don't use that word on the president. Wefi, Kwesi Asari Odoi Edim, was my dear brothers and sisters, heaven is real. Nimpa Ibrahim, or say Agradaa must serve sincerely, and a wefi a yes, somewhere appear. Emmanuel, go and bring your father to come and lead Ghana. And Udina Teb. Emmanuel from again say so basically, yeah, it's back and forth. Now, this particular story I was sharing on the last story. May not me see a bonus story. Ladies here now omo airborne pie say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Helicopter crash ni see according to them anko no and also owu. According to these ladies, he should have died. Now, subsequently, almost also catch us to say, as a Mahama Queen movie. You saw say Obama together with Fancy Comedy and a host of others. All of these people were what arrested. But then, and then we are getting confirmation that these ladies involved, they've been released. Now, initially, they were denied bail over and over and over and over again. But then subsequently, Menoka say ye bail omo. Ye bail omo no oma ba be kasa. Because omo din sim biblia betuja omo party say Ghana for in some way course ni nyina no His Excellency and our former Vice President Baumia ene ne sa hyase. Ade nti no omo ka so omo party say so mbe didi o, so mbe bibi o. Ni nyina MPP for other Roma. So very soon you're going to share in summer this particular two MPP ladies are who were arrested for inciting violence. No, you omo din sema ba betuja. Omo din sembi aba betuja. You're going to see exactly what they said and how to them they are implicating this particular the former administration. So these are the ladies in question. And you omo pe omo ko makeup omo nie omo din sembi bre aba betuja. Ye da MPP fuase ba umia oh you good oh my lawyers omo che sika. So clearly you could see that there are people within the party and within the MPP party who have been pushing this agenda. Monka Mahama ni mubi Mahama ko so owu na echimo kreba be belemo. Internet MPP ni ske nyina is because of people like this. Anyways, yenko tie in sema omi tuja ebra e release your mono ye buy beto us because we need to continue this conversation. Me no ka say Abronye say we nim de ekoso aye penache no ye hwe ne ye hunu kra nti enko tie in some these two ladies edituja when we come back we'll definitely continue with this particular update because in some bibiri wo hwa eti for what say you can nsem.
How do you feel after your release?
Oh, we are very much grateful and we are very much thankful to God for coming through for us. Though it wasn't easy, but God made a way, and we are also thankful to our party executives. They all came through for us, and especially our national organizer, incoming organizer, Moses Abo. In fact, he has been an angel on earth to me. He never knew me, but he came through. He took our matter very personal and did everything humanly possible in his power to get our release. We are so much grateful to him. Yes, please do well and vote for Moses Abo to be our national organizer. Yes. And again too, I want to thank Samira Baumia, our former second lady. She also came through for us, and I also want to thank my big man here, I've missed his name. Boyo, Honorable Boyo. Yes, he has been with us through thick and thin. He never left us. He did everything in his power to get our release. We are so much grateful, and we are grateful to our incoming president, the former vice president of Ghana, and the incoming